So this is part 2 of a tutorial on making a case for electronics. So right here I have my basic box that I did in part 1, or the introduction, and you can see I've lost my edges, so I'm just going to go up to view right away and visual style and go shaded with edges. Okay, and now I have my edges on there and I can see it a bit better. Okay, so on to making this more of a case that's usable. So I'm going to go to 3D model, I'm going to go to 2D sketch, and I'm going to select. Now here's this important thing, you got what plane are you going to work on. So in this case I'm going to work on this top edge because I want to have some screw holes put in so I can actually screw the case together later on. So I'm going to click on this and you can see it goes into sketch mode and the ribbon changes, and I'm going to come in a bit closer and I'm just going to move this down, and I'm going to put 4 holes in the corners to put screws into so we can screw this case together. So I'm going to click on circle, and it doesn't matter where I'm going to start. I'm just going to make a circle here somewhere. Okay, click on it, and then I'm going to immediately dimension it, and I'll dimension it out to here, and I know that I want this to be 0.25. Okay, and then I'm going to dimension it and say I want it up in the corner here. So I'm going to click on the center of the circle, click on the line here, and then I'm going to drag, and you can see the dimension comes out, and I'm going to put this as 0.2, and then I'm going to click again on the center, and I'm going to click on this line this time. And you can see I got a dimension, and that's going to be 0.2. And if I look, I still got this little bit left over here, so I'm just going to change this dimension here to 0.3. Okay, now it covers everything. So that's the first part. That's going to be the outer part of the circle, or the standoff that I'm going to create. And then I'm going to create another circle here, and I'm going to go in the center. This is going to be for the actual screw hole, and I'm going to dimension it. And I'm going to dimension this to be 0.11. That's the number that's been working for us. Okay, so there's my first part done. There's my first one. Now I can sit there and go all the way around this and redo that 4 or 3 more times, but it's kind of a waste of time, right? So let's just do a quicker method. So first off, I'm going to create a line, and I'm going to put this line just dead center here this way, and right mouse click and click OK. Then I'm going to go line again, and I'm going to go here, and I'm going to click, and I'm going to right mouse click and just click OK. And I got 2 lines here, one line there, one line there. And I'm going to use these lines to mirror this around. So I'm going to zoom in now. Okay, and I'm going to select the pattern here called mirror, and I'm going to click on select to make sure I'm on the right one, and I'm going to select the outside and inside circles. Okay, then I'm going to select the mirror line, and I'm going to click on this line, and then I'm going to hit apply, and you can see it automatically goes across. Right, then I'm going to hit done. I'm going to mirror it again, so I'm going to click once more because I'm into a different one now. And again, I'm going to click. Now what I can do is I'm actually going to select like this. I'm going to highlight around. Right, and I can select that way. Whoops, I didn't mean to get out of that. Or I can go the other direction and only touch what I want to be highlighted, like that. And I can go like this, and you can see it highlights as well. Right? Then I select my mirror line, which is down here. And I click apply, and I'm pretty sure if I scroll out here, look, there it is down there. Okay, so there's my 4 holes, and I'm going to click done and finish sketch. And now I have, don't worry about the lines, they don't matter. Okay, and now I have these 4 around that are now going to be extruded down into the box to make my standoffs for screws to go into. So we click on extrude. Now this is where it gets a little challenging. I'm going to zoom in here so you can see what's happening. Okay, so when you click on extrude this time around, you can see I can extrude this part here, I can extrude this part here, I can extrude that there. I can extrude the whole inside around stuff. So you got to really think about what you're extruding. So in this case, I want this donut. So I can't click there. I can click right here. You can see it highlights the donut. Right? I'm going to click on it. You can see it extrudes one way. Go to this one, do that one. Come zoom into here. Sorry, excuse me. Do that one, and then I'm just going to pan over to this and that one. Right, now I'm going to zoom out, and you can see that they've been extruded now up, and I want them the opposite direction. So I can click the opposite direction. You can see they go down, and I would have to guess how deep I'm going to go. Well, there's got to be an easier way, right? And there is. So let's go back up to here, and this distance here, you just click on to next. And since there is nothing going up next, it's going to change directions, go to the next surface. That means to the next surface. So click on it, you can see it goes down. Now here's the next thing. you can actually see if I zoom in close here, you can see that's kind of looks like it's removing material. So in this case, here we have different what you're going to do with the extrude. So this is join. This one's called cut. I don't want to cut the material out. I actually want to join it, right? This one's intersect. And you can see if I click intersect, it does something different than join, or sorry, than cut, then join. And I want join. And we just click on OK. And now I have my box with my little standoffs in 4 corners, right? So we're getting there. This is getting pretty good. And what else do we need now? We probably need maybe some holes for some parts to go through, like a switch or some LEDs. And we probably need the edges rounded. So let's just do the edges really quickly because that's simple. So I'm just going to rotate this around, okay, and see the bottom of it. And I'm just going to come up to fillet. And this is a simple one. Click fillet. And all you do is you go around and you click on the different edges. Make sure you get the right edges that you want. Okay, and I'm just going to come around, keep going around, and there, and one more, there, and just, yeah, let's change the radius right here. We can change it to 0.25 and hit apply. You can see it, and let's just close this down, and now I have all my edges done, right? And again, like any point in time, I can simply come into this and just come to the fillet, double click it, and say, no, really I wanted that 0.2, right? And you can change it and just click OK. Okay, so there's my fillets. So the last thing I want to do is just add maybe a hole for an LED, right? So you click on a surface. Oh, maybe I want my LED on the top. I don't know. So click on a surface. We're going to go create 2D sketch, and we're going to go with a circle, and we're going to put an LED hole right there. Now, that was in inches. So dimension it, and let's just come in closer here, and we're going to click. I'm going to put out here. Now, here's the thing. This is in inches, and an LEDs are millimeters. LEDs are 5 millimeters. So instead of putting in the inches and trying to convert, I can just simply put in 5 mm, right? Because that's a 5 millimeter LED, and I can hit enter, and you can see it automatically changes it to inches, right? Now, here's the scarier one. When you 3D print that 5 millimeters, it's a little bit smaller, so I'm going to go 5.1. Okay, and then I'm going to hit OK. And you can see it changes the inches, but that's, you know, how you change from inches to millimeters in this program. And then the last part is I'm going to dimension it from the center. Let's go out to the edge, and I want it as, I'll make it simple, 0.5, and then from this one to this edge, I want it to be 0.5. Okay, yeah, that's good enough. You hit finish sketch, and now I just sit there and go, well, extrude it. That's easy. This time around, I'm not joining. Okay, I got to figure out what I'm going to extrude first. So I'm going to click on that edge. I'm not joining this time. I'm going to cut this time. You can see it goes the opposite direction. And I'm just going to put to next because it's only going just through that. If you go farther down later on, it might actually cut into some other piece, right? And we click OK, and then there's my hole for my LED. Now I'm sure from there you can figure out, geez, making a switch hole or something else. And it just matter of figuring out sizes. So that kind of completes this tutorial. I have a case now. I have a hole for an LED, right? And you know, what the heck, to make it proper, let's just go and say we'll put a rectangle in here for a switch of some sort. So we'll just do rectangle really quick. I know it's going to end up right here. Doesn't really matter where it ends up because I'm going to move it anyways. And I'm going to say that the dimension of this thing is going to be, yeah, 1/4 inch is good. Okay, down here, I don't know, maybe it's supposed to be 0.5. And then I'm going to say I really want it from the edge, from this edge to, no, I want it to this edge here. I don't want it to be 0.25. And then from this edge to this edge, I want it to be, let's see if I can do this right there. Oops, hang on a second. This is going to be an interesting one. Let's get in here closer. I want from this edge to this edge. There we go. We're going to put that in there, and we're going to say that's supposed to be 0.25 as well. Okay, there we go. All right, we'll hit finish. And once again, you just go extrude, grab that bit, right? Cut, distance to next. Nope, don't want to go through. See how it's taking it all the way through. So what we're going to do is we're just going to have to go to, hang on, no, let's just go distance. And I know the distance in this case is 0.1 thick. Okay, and there we go. There would be my hole for my thing. Other than, I'm cutting into that. This is kind of a cool, interesting point right now. You could look at this and say, oh, hang on, I'm actually cutting into that, right? That's not good. So I'm going to go back to this extrusion, to the sketch, okay, double click it and say, no, I think that needs to be over a bit more at 0.35, just past, and hit finish. Okay, and then you go and say, oh, that's better. And if I go from the front view, now I can see that it's not there. Now the last thing is this. I know there's something here, right? But I can't see it. I know it's there. So if I go up to View, and I go to Visual Style, and I go shaded with, no, let's go wireframe. Okay, you can actually see the stuff that's in behind, right? So I can see that nothing, this is touching there. So if I go, what is shaded with edges? No, shaded with hidden edges. There you go. You can kind of, I don't know if you guys can see that very well on the screen, but basically there's my my spot here. You can see a couple lines in behind there. So I know that I'm not touching anything, or it's not going to hit anything in behind there. Okay, so there's just a couple other little tricks to kind of doing this. How about wireframe with hidden edges? There we go. How about that one? Is that one any better? You can do this and you can see the edges in behind right there, right? So this would be the actual hole right here for the screw hole coming through and stuff like that. If I hold the shift key down, you can actually see it kind of like that as well. As there's the hole for the right there to there. So anyways, you kind of get the point. I'm going to stop this, otherwise I'm just babbling, and that completes tutorial number 2.